Okay, now let's talk about present simple. When we talk about present simple, we have to know the rule how to form the present simple. Present simple has three forms. Form number 1, 2, or 3. Or I say rule number 1, number 2, or number 3. Let's say number 1. Rule number 1 is you have to use es when the verbs end with ch. When a verb ends with a ch, like watch, and you have to put es, watches. And also when a verb ends with sh and then like a wash and then washes, when a verb ends with ss, double s, and like a pass, and then you write it or you said passes, and o, go, like the word go and it becomes goes. And when a word ends with an x, like a box, and it becomes boxes. So rule number 1 is es, and how to use es depends on the verbs ending with ch, sh, ss, o, and x. When you find the words or the verbs ending with ch, sh, ss, o, and x, and you have to put es in the verbs, okay? Like watches, passes, goes, and boxes. Rule number 2. Rule number 2, you have to put ies. How? When verbs end with a y, but before the y is a consonant, and you do not use the letter y. ies. Let's see the example. Study. Study is a verb and it ends with y, and before y is a consonant. Is a consonant, and it becomes studies. Okay, studies, and no, and then like this, study. Okay, and because of this y, and this is the consonant, and then it becomes studies. Okay, put ies, and then you do not have to use the letter y, so it becomes like this, studies. Okay, and the next one is fly. You see, fly. The fly ends with y, and before fly is the consonant l, and it becomes flies. That's rule number 2. Rule number 1, number 2, and the last one, rule number 3. Rule number 3. Okay, it's very easy. Rule number 3. Every verb which does not belong to rule number 1 and number 2, you just put s. Example is, let's say, help. Help is a verb ending with p, okay, ending with p, and then let's say make, a verb or a word ending with e, okay, p and e. Okay, P and E do not belong to rule number 1 and rule number 2. When they do not belong to rule number 1 and number 2, you just put S. Simple. Rule number 1 and number 2. And rule number 1, number 2 is only for she, he, and it. Okay, rule number 1, 2, and 3 only for she, he, and it. Do not belong to they, we, or you. Okay? So rule number 1, 2, and 3 belong to she, he, and it. Example, let's see here. The positive sentence. She washes her car every week. Let's see here. She, and the verb is wash, ending with sh, and then we put es here. She washes her car every week. And for negative, you need the auxiliary verb. For present simple, the negative sentence is with this one, auxiliary verb. You need an auxiliary verb, and it is does not. Okay, you write down does not, and the verb wash is verb 1. Okay, do not use es anymore. No, because it's already with does in the negative sentence. It becomes she does not wash, verb 1. She does not wash her car every week. Interrogative sentence or question, you put the auxiliary verb does to the front. You move it to the front. So does is in the front of the sentence. Does she wash? And this is wash back to verb 1. Okay, does she wash her car every week? Okay, so this is how to use the present simple in sentences. Sentences, positive sentence, affirmative sentence, negative sentence, question, or interrogative sentence. And what about they, we, I, and you? They, we, I, and you, as I told you just now, they do not belong to rule number 1, number 2, and number 3. They just stand alone. Let's see. She, he, and it needs the auxiliary verb does, but they, we, I, and you need the auxiliary do to form negative and interrogative. Let's see the example here. Here is the example. They wash the car every week. So you do not put here. No, because the subject is they. Okay? So negative is they do not. The auxiliary verb is do. Do not. They do not wash the car. And for interrogative, okay, you move it to the front. You move the auxiliary verb to the front. In front of the sentence, it becomes, do they wash the car? So this is for present simple. When you want to express your habit or routine activity, habitual actions, you can use the present simple. And another usage for the simple present is for general fact. General fact also use the present simple. Let's say the sun rises in the east. Okay, the sun rises. This is the general fact. So the sun rises in the east. Matahari terbit di timur. Okay, so present simple is for habitual actions and for general fact. That's it for the tense, and I believe you can understand this. It's very easy. You have got this tense when you were at senior high school and junior high school. You just review the tenses here with me. Okay, see you again next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.